Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Gen Politics. So, Trump has just put out the most insane social media post I think he's ever tweeted, really. It is phenomenal. It is an amazing crash out. And the whole Epstein narrative, if you thought it was over, well, guess what? There's a new plot twist. So, let's read what he has to say. It is long, so bear with me, but I'm going to read the whole thing because you have to hear it. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration, who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have had, securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, it's never enough for some people. We are about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years, and we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals, instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same thing in 2024. That's what she is looking into as AG, and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way, and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right, so this is obviously groundbreaking, right? Because Trump is just blatantly accusing Obama and Hillary Clinton, others, of just creating the Epstein files. You know, it's all made up. It was all a lie. You remember literally a week ago when everybody was saying, oh, what, was this not real? Next, they're going to say, not only is there nothing in the Epstein files, they never even existed. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't even a real person. Guys, the jokes became reality. Trump just said it was never real. It's all made up. Shut up. Stop talking about it. It's just insane, insanely out of touch. He's just so out of touch with what his base wants. The fact he put this out is because he sees how frustrated his base is, and he's like, why are you guys mad at me? Stop talking about this. We're doing all these great things. And then to just blatantly say that it's all made up, it's all a lie, after he himself, for years, has said that this is the truth. We got to release it. We got to figure out, what was he doing? Who's behind this? Is there a blackmail operation? What's going on? And then now he's saying that it was made up? And then now, and he's saying that now, even like he didn't know that originally. Like finally, he's gonna admit it was fake. It's just ridiculous. It's just a completely ridiculous plot thread. And he's like, why does anybody care? Nobody cares about Jeffrey Epstein. Everybody cares about Jeffrey Epstein. That's why he's been the #1 trending thing for like the last week, because people want to know what this is. People want to know what happened with the Epstein files, not because they want to know about the depraved actions of this man. What they want to know about is the allegations that he was running a blackmail ring on some of the richest, powerful, most famous people in the country and possibly even the world. That is the allegation, is that an unfathomable number of elites are being controlled via blackmail or some other means and are doing basically all of these policies that are destroying the West on behalf of whoever's blackmailing them. That is the allegation. Now, that is more important than literally anything. That is more important than solving the border. That is more important than stopping foreign wars. Because any policy that is created when all our politicians is being blackmailed means that there is no freedom for the politicians to make rightful decisions. It means that every decision made by our politicians and the elites, every narrative constructed, all the media produced, is orchestrated by somebody. And so all these events are tailored. And us hoping that we can get any change, we could stop any war, we could fix our economy, the hope that we could do any of that, that will only be allowed to happen if the blackmailers allow it to happen. Do you understand what I mean? That's what people are concerned about, is that no action, there is no free will to our lawmakers. There's no free will to the people who run Hollywood, to the people who are CEOs of major companies, the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, the environmental industry. This is the problem, is that people are concerned that all these people are compromised and that they have no free will and no freedom of movement to actually make things better. And so that is the most important issue, if that's real, finding out if that's real. And there's a lot of evidence that points to that being real. And so anything that any policy created is just downhill from the desires of the politicians, right? And if the politicians are compromised, everything they output is going to be controlled and predestined and not follow the will of the people. And so Trump is just crashing out here. And one thing he said here is, well, if there was actually something that could have hurt the MAGA movement in the Epstein files, then why didn't the left release them? Well, it's because both sides are implicated, right? The allegation is not that one party was involved with him or the other. It's that powerful people on both aisles and across many different industries were in on this. So it's like mad doctrine. It's like no side is going to release it because it would take the other one down, but it would take themselves out with them. And why would they even want to take each other out? If the allegations are true, they're all working for the same team. So this is just unhinged. It's crazy that Trump is just crashing out this hard and just saying, like, it's not even real. It's not even real. I don't even know where we go from here, but the level of trust has already been shattered through the floor. I mean, we're barreling towards the center of the earth with how little people trust our institutions. And this is not going to do any wonders, because even if it's true, even if it was all made up, the fact that you wait till now to tell us that the goalposts have to shift so far, people have to get so upset with you that you finally tell the real truth this time, but then the real truth the next time, and the real truth after that. You're not telling the truth if you're doing that. So whether this is the truth or not, which I think almost 0% chance that Obama and Hillary Clinton were writing these documents, the documents that don't exist, by the way, they were writing them. I think there's a 0% chance of that happening. But even if that was true, why did you lie about that? That's what people are upset about. Your administration claiming to have transparency has no transparency. So anyways, this is a terrible look for Trump. This was a bad decision for him to put out there. This rant is clearly looking defensive. It looks like he's agitated. I mean, there's a lot of internal strife going on because Kash Patel and Dan Bongino allegedly are planning on leaving because they're frustrated with Pam Bondi. And Trump is saying, well, his administration is perfect. No administration is perfect. If any administration tells you their administration is perfect, that should be cause for alarm. You should be concerned about that. Like, I know you got to hype things up, but to say that there's no problems when everybody can see you guys are about to rip each other apart behind the curtain, like tons of people are just talking about walking out on you. Yeah, there's problems. There's definitely problems. And to say there's nothing here, it just makes people more concerned. Why are you lying even more? So that's the concern here. That's the frustration with Trump. And I don't see him rectifying this situation, and it's going to hang over his head. You can see how frustrated it is because he said it's time to let it go, and nobody let it go. Nobody's following his instructions. The MAGA movement is his, allegedly. Everything that he believes is what they should believe. And the second that they step out of line or are upset with him, he's frustrated. He doesn't like it, and he wants them to shut up and move on. But they're not shutting up and they're not moving on because we shouldn't, because this is a concern. It's a real problem. If the allegations are true, but to tell people, case closed, shut up, don't ask questions, you got 0 answers and 0 arrests, that doesn't actually do anything for anybody. They don't feel satiated by that. But this will be the one thing that hangs over Trump's head for the rest of his presidency and probably the rest of his life, because this is the biggest story right now. This is the most important thing. People have wanted transparency in the government forever to drain the swamp. That was originally why they wanted you, because he was an outsider. That's why they wanted him. But this is the most clear betrayal of transparency to the American people. It's the most obvious cover-up of what's been going on. And no amount of victories in other places, no amount of proximity battles will fix the situation. But anyways, I'm just really disappointed with this. I think it's frustrating. I think everybody who has seen the situation is frustrated by it. And I think Trump is just cracking under the pressure that his base won't listen to him, that they're upset with him, and that they are not buying this narrative that's being spun, a narrative that switches day by day. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. We'll have to see who comes out and supports what Trump said here, if anybody comes out and says it's just not true, and how it will pan out, if we will ever find out the truth about this story. So, but anyways, if you made it all the way through the video, I appreciate it. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and thank you for watching.